Hey everybody, welcome to Level Grinding, the Daily Hustle. It's day 93 and I am on my way down this street to Creative Mornings at Bastarache Digital, and I am riding my wheels today. So today is Creative Mornings. After that I have a meeting with a couple of the volunteer staff doing the social media and video stuff. I'm now doing video, so I get to be a part of that. And then I'm gonna get home probably sometime late in the afternoon, and I will see what I'm capable of then. The only stupid thing is that I forgot my helmet. So thankfully this is sidewalks. As long as I mind my P's and Q's, I'm not going to keel over backwards. And if I go forward, wrist guards. I don't normally recommend doing this, but I've got 10 blocks to walk. I really don't want to walk it. Peoples, they've got gluten-free scones from Beatbox today. Like, look at all these gluten-free goodies from Beatbox today. This is fantastic.
Everyone is welcome. So you noted that part where I said hugs and high fives. Why don't you turn to the person next to you and you can choose hug or high five. Who graduated from the Juilliard School before making the pivot into digital products and eventually landed here at Spire Digital, where he serves as the Chief Product Officer today. While that might seem like a huge career shift, Nick doesn't see it that way. He's going to talk a little bit about why and how he made that change with us this morning. And
negli occhi suoi spuntò quelle festose giovani in navigli arsemblò, che più cercando io, che più cercando io mamma, sì mamma, lo vedo, lo vedo.
Alright, it's time to roll home. Oh, and it looks like I can cross the street right now, which would be fabulous. Okay, so I rolled out of Capitol Hill, skated up the hill to Sherman Street, which is quite a bit of a hike, and then decided, you know what, I'm gonna ride the bus. Picked up the bus at Sherman, and I just got off because the reality is that it's a beautiful day and I would love to keep skating, so I got off really early and now I'm skating home. And the beauty of it is that Colfax doesn't go as uphill from here, so ooh yeah, and I gotta get down onto the road. Whee! Home. Ever want to know how to go upstairs on skates? Toe stops. Easy peasy. So while I am sitting here getting out of my skates, my skate home was great. I only had one spill. Yeah, the sidewalk on this side of town is not as nice as it is in downtown Capitol Hill area, which is fine. You know, you go with what you got. That's why you have good gummy wheels and you wear pads. And really, it wasn't that bad of a spill. My back skate wheel got stuck on something. It was basically a hole I was trying to step around, and I just wasn't paying attention. So, no big deal. But that's okay. I'm now home. I'm home early, so I need to look and see what's actually on my to-do list. I wasn't expecting to get anything done today work-wise, at least not a whole lot. So that means I can either move on to something else if there's anything pending, or I can do, I don't know, I could go have fun. I mean, whatever that looks like. The reality is that I probably do have some stuff that I need to do. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Renegade's social media for February needs to get created, so I may do that. And the other reality is that I do kind of have a project now. I got all the footage from the videographer this morning. Thank God for hard drives. I can just transfer stuff immediately. And so I can technically start cutting together the video for Creative Mornings, like right now, and get that done really quickly for them. So, yeah, that might be what I'll do as well, because the reality is that that's not going to take a whole lot. I do need to download a plugin for my editing software so that I can read the files. Sony puts things... So, okay. Briefly, different camera companies create different file formats to stick things onto your recording media. That is how they're able to compress things down so that you are able to store a lot on your drive without it being taken up a whole lot. Sony uses their own particular flavor of a compression codec, and it doesn't always read-write natively. Like, it's a video file, but it doesn't look like a video file to the computer. So I may have to go download a plugin that will enable that translation to happen. So that's the only thing that might bug that up, but it really shouldn't be a big deal. So yeah, me geeking out. I was going to say something about that, but I don't remember what it was. So I have my skate wheels off. I need to go eat lunch, and that's probably why I'm scatterbrained. And we will get into whatever is next on my to-do list. My favorite epic is on, so I'm going to watch while I have lunch. But amazing thing, people, and I wanted to say thank you. I made 100 subscribers. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. I kind of can't quite believe there's 100 people who are interested in following me around every single day. So the fact that you are, I love you. You're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I need to eat before I get grumpy, so I'll see y'all in a minute. Oh dear, it's dark in here. I have not really been paying attention. Lawrence of Arabia finished, which was really nice. It was actually really, really cool watching this movie. It's my favorite epic. It's been my favorite epic since high school, and I haven't seen it in a really long time, and it was really cool watching it because I was able to see just how much that film actually influenced a lot of how I like to frame photographs, about how I will frame a subject in that, how I will use scale, even just some of my editorial choices. So it was really interesting watching it because I didn't realize it had affected and influenced my craft so much. So that was really cool. But then, while I was finishing that out and watching that, which is kind of hard to do, Lawrence of Arabia has a lot of like quiet acting. But anyway, while that was going on, I started working on Renegade Social, and I did a quick evaluation of all of my content from December and January via my Facebook insights on my page, which is really helpful. And when you start going into it and you start asking questions about why did one post do better than another, you can start trying to make decisions about, okay, what made it work, why didn't it work? And I realized that a lot of the top performing posts that I had in my company Facebook page were top performers partly because I shared them, which is not a problem, but I'm the one that shared them, not really anybody else did. And a large part of the content that I wrote, I didn't share at all. Like, I shared stuff that I thought would be helpful to my audience on my personal page, but I didn't share everything. And so that raised a really interesting question in my head. What would it take for me to write something that I would share on my own wall? Like, what would that content look like so that I would share it personally? Like, yeah, I'm not necessarily my target audience, but why didn't I share my content? Well, because it really didn't actually feel that shareable. So I've rewritten some of the stuff. Like, a lot of the content is still the same. The media that's going out is the same, but the way that things are phrased, the way that things are going to be talked about is just different. And so, yeah. We'll see how this goes. It'll be a very interesting experiment and a good thing to look at in the data next month and just see, like, how did this actually go? Well,
look at it in March. But anyway, how well did this go based on some of my own thoughts about this and trying to make it shareable for things that I would want to share to my audience? Like, what am I actually talking about here? I don't want to be just somebody over here going blah, 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 and just be another noise in the background. Like, if I'm going to bring somebody something interesting, then how do I show them that I thought it was interesting enough to share it with them? This kind of goes back to that point that I had about gratitude and about sharing joy, and asking that question of myself: how do I share joy with my company, clients, with my Facebook page, with my emails? Like, how do I give stuff that people are going to look up and go, oh yeah, I'm really glad that I read that today? That's a really tall order and something that's really challenging me, but I really appreciate it because it's helping me get outside of that mindset that just creates content as if it's a bullhorn, and lets me remember, yeah, these are real people, and as much as I know that I'm a real person running a real company, it's real easy to come off as just somebody shouting in the wind. So right now, that's what I'm working on. I've got most of it finished, so I'm going to go program this into Facebook and just get it all queued up and scheduled to go. And wait for Robo, because he's not back yet. He's been up in Fort Collins all day. And last time he told me he's going to get home around 7, and it is currently like 10 past 6. So maybe I can get all this Facebook stuff done before he gets here.